daily driving, 50-year-old car, 50 miles on a commute, and I'm 50 years old. Why would I do this? I love old cars. This is my 1969 Delta 88 with a 455. My name's Ken Madden, and follow me along as I journey throughout the year in Minnesota, driving 100 miles a day in this. Let's check out the car. Let's start at the front of the car. So, like I said, it's a Delta 98, 1969, 455 engine. It's about 100 feet long. It weighs, I think, 4,165 pounds. The 455, which is great because it's got plenty of power. It's got push bumpers here, just in case I need to push somebody. It's got fog lights. Those yellow lights are in front. That's a pretty interesting thing. This is fun. It's got this emblem here. Well, that emblem's off like a 79 or something, so we'll be changing that. I want to get it back to the regular smooth hood. So when I paint it, that'll be gone. No license plate on the front, it's in the trunk. I may or may not put it on. I kind of like it without. In Minnesota, it's pre-72, you don't have to have a front plate, so I might go along. The grills are metal, which is awesome, so you hit a deer or whatever. But this doesn't cut them apart. This will just shred them, kind of. And then hopefully it doesn't go through the windshield. Under the hood, which has a... This is all pretty much the way I found it. I haven't done much of anything to it. It's got air conditioning, which doesn't exactly work right now, but I'll get that fixed. There's a leak in the hose right here, so I'm just going to replace this hose. I'll take care of it. As I mentioned before, it's a 2-barrel carb, so it made 310 horsepower, but 490 foot-pounds of torque at 2,400 RPM. That's the numbers on it. So even though it's a big boat, it goes down the road really nice. And it's not fast, but it's powerful. It never stops accelerating. A lot of fun to drive. They are good in the winter because it's a long wheelbase. It's a good heavy car with decent tires on it, which I'll show you in a minute. The guy I bought it from just put these like truck tires on it. Firestone Destinations, all-terrain. They look ridiculous on the car, but it'll be great in the snow here in Minnesota. So that's kind of the front of the car. I mean, the master cylinder's the original master cylinder. The car only has 28,000 miles on it. I bought it thinking it was 128, but the more and more I looked into it, it's 20,000 miles, and I've got documentation for the car up to 2009 it was 20,000. So I believe we're at a 28,000 mile car, which the purists out there are going to be like, why are you ruining it? Well, it's not perfect. It's got some rust anyway. I'll fix that stuff. I'll show you that later. But I mean, even the hood mat here is still in pretty good shape. But let's I'll peek around the sides of the car and I can show you what kind of things we got going on there. Now let's have a look at the back of the car. So you get the super cool tail lights, of course, just, you know, chrome's in real nice shape on them yet. The bumper, again with bumperettes, and this was something that was popular that people added back in the day, because these bumpers aren't 5-mile-an-hour bumpers. If you hit the bumper, you just dent it. But they put these extra pieces on there and make it so you can push. Also, this is your gas tank. So you gotta go way in there. One of the beauties of this gas tank is you never have to worry about what side of the car you're on when you get to the gas station. However, most of the gas pumps have ads on top of them now, and it doesn't go in there, so you gotta put it sideways and sit there and hold it. So that's one of the little problems I've run into so far. We can get across that. Get through it. Walking through the side of the car now. Here's the tires that the guy put on that I bought them from. So these are like super heavy duty off-road tires. I'll get some good shots in there, but that should be great in the snow. It's got a little rust here and there if you see on the quarter panel right there, so I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna try to get it painted here in the next few weeks. But overall, this side's been repainted. The other side's still all original and doesn't look nearly as nice, which is why I shot this side. Inside the car, so we're going to go back to the original green. The outside green was matched to the faded green, so we're going to go back to this color here. And then we've got, well, I don't have any drink holders, so I bought this drink holder. Remember those. I gotta mount that in there. But the interior is actually in incredibly good condition. Even the headliner, it's all really nice. It being a hard top, when you open the doors, it's just really wide open. And cars just aren't like this anymore. More interior pictures now. We're going to go back inside here and take a look at what we can do. Let's see if I can get our autofocus to work right. So it's got, ooh, courtesy lights right there. You open and close the door. The Wonder Bar stereo, which is pretty neat. As you put it, you hit the button, the little orange dial will come up and down as you're looking at it. It searches the next station. You know, you've got a ashtray right here because everyone has an ashtray. So it's hidden in there. It's got a giant ashtray. It's about 6 inches deep, I think. It's huge. Even the clock. Look at that. The clock even works. That's incredible. Now you've got, of course, your steering wheel, which is, you know, that's nothing special. It's just a steering wheel. But it is a tilt and telescoping steering wheel, so we all know what tilting wheels are. But telescoping wheels, you don't see it nearly as much. I'll show you here. So you have this little knob right here. You turn down, and now that wheel will telescope. It goes pretty far too. It's probably, I don't know, 5-6 inches it'll move, as well as tilt. And then you just reset that guy like that, and it's locked in place. And of course you have your tilt, so you can drive it, be cool. So there's the gauge cluster. You can see even the numbers in there are wiggly. Usually when the car goes over 100,000 miles, these old ones that have the 5-digit odometers, the numbers start getting kind of wonky. And over here, of course, you've got your idiot lights and stuff, which is some of the fun things this car does. I'll turn it on here. Turn the ignition. You've got that, which is a cold light. So that light there tells you when it's cold. So if I start the car, you can see the hot light come on there for a minute. And it just runs, baby. Air conditioning, that's all your vent and all that. This is your high and low wipers. Of course, there's no delay because that didn't come for another 8 years later after this car, I think. And you've got down here, which is fun, these are the original floor mats. I mean, they're just super thin rubber floor mats. They usually came apart pretty quick, but these are still in there. And the foot pedal, you know, the foot pedal, it looks like a foot pedal. The gas pedal, I'll show you my left foot here. It's the size of your foot. I mean, I have a 10.5 shoe. I don't have a huge foot, but that gas pedal's the whole thing, and the brake too. And I got these cool chrome pieces around there, and a light over it so you can just see, I guess, the chrome. The dashboard, you put the glove compartment here. See, right there says Delta Custom. That's pretty cool. And there's your drink holders. That's what you get. You know, and that's it. And when I got the car, it had originally, look at this, this is cool. So that is the Oldsmobile factory packet you get from the dealer. And it has the whole get that out. Owner's manual. There's some cool stuff in there. We'll go through that one of my episodes. We'll go through that, talk about those. Up on top, this is kind of neat, and I hadn't seen one of these before. This is a GM. It's a factory GM compass. So as you're driving along, it tells you where you're going. Of course, this has the lighting option, so there's actually a little light in the down here too that comes on and off. It's pretty cool. This mirror over here is non-adjustable. That's just the way it is. As far as when you're driving, you can adjust it, you know, to get it to where you want it, but then you can't move it once you're in the car. That mirror over there adjusts with that little guy right there. So as you work this, that moves. You can see that moving a little bit. And I'm just moving this little guy here. That one. So it adjusts itself. Now I got to readjust that before I drive. You know, the headliners. Look at that vanity mirror. Super nice. That's what I look like for real. It's pretty funny looking, but what are you gonna do? There's one rip. I need to fix this somehow. Someone must have poked it or something, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna fix that. That's tricky without taking this all out. But this is your lap belt. So it's literally just held there. It's a solid belt. It goes back. It's about 3 feet long. It goes back to the back there, and There's one on each side, of course. And unless you're in the back seat, then you get nothing. You can see in the back seat I'm missing a panel here. I've actually got that. My friend Ron Cryer, Ron's Auto Glass. Check him out in the links below. And let's see, he helped me out with that. The back window, huge package shelf. They called that the package tray. And there's a speaker back there because while this isn't a stereo, there's two speakers. So there's one in front and right in there. There's a little speaker in there, and there's one in back, and they both work perfect. And you can adjust, you know, front to rear on your speakers through there, and of course your volume, and you have a tone control too. So this is like tone. It either sounds crappy or less crappy. Those are your two settings. And let's see, the rest of the dash is all pretty much green. I mean, this car is green. Everywhere you go, it's more green. This piece here needs to be replaced. If you'll notice too, so you have a dashboard ashtray right there. You walk around here, the passenger has an ashtray right here because everyone smoked. And that gives you all the green. Oh, the materials. This material, it's weird. It's like, it's not cloth and it's not vinyl. It's this mix. And then this is kind of almost like a satin. You know, it almost feels like it feels like a bra. It's just like satin material. It's really cool. And then the back, the sides, I get these metal pieces that go in there too. See that? So there's like these metal little details to it, which are pretty cool. So otherwise, in the back seat there, you've got you know, big chrome pieces. I mean, this is just a massive part that holds up the back door. Just look at this thing. There's huge castings that hold this door. The door is super thick. I mean, it's like giant. And then you get your package tray in back and place to hang your coat and stuff in the back, just like you imagine. Roll up windows, roll down windows. You know, actual locks. There's no power locks, no power windows. I gotta reach around. You know, the seat belts, I gotta dig the seat belts out in the back seat. They're underneath. So you have these first two, these are for the passenger. You come over here, there's just the lap belt that comes out. And it comes about halfway across. And then over here, you've got the driver's side with the two belts. Of course, one's for the lap belt and one's for the shoulder belt that's up there that we talked about a minute ago. This middle one is for the middle seat, the middle passenger. He just gets one. But I usually run it like this, with the piece down. And what that does, it's just an armrest. There's no storage in it. There's no nothing, which I wish it was, because where do you put your coffee in this car? I don't know. So I bought this. Oh, let me get it. Without knowing where to put the coffee, I said I gotta do something. Well, I'll just go to the store and get one of these, like they always had back in the day. So I put it there, just like that. So it sits in there. You know, you can get that like that. Well, great. Works great while you're sitting still. As soon as you take a corner, it just does that. So I need to make some adjustments and change this whole thing. It's another one of the projects I've got for the car, because I need to have my coffee in the morning or I go cuckoo. So when I got it, that was the antenna, this little guy, and it was sticking out right here. So this has an actual aerial antenna which goes up and down. Thanks again to my friend Ron, Ron's Auto Glass. Check him out in the links below. I'm missing a piece here that holds it in, so right now I'm just using electrical tape, because that's what you do. But we'll get that piece, and we'll get that all put together too. So as we're going along through my channel, I mean, that's the basic crux of the outside of the car. Ooh, I gotta show you the trunk. Hold on. Now let's have a look at the trunk. So what we do here is take the key, because of course there's no popper for it. This is secure. If you don't have the key, you're just not getting in there. So inside the trunk, which is enormous, I've got a couple of chairs. We'll just take those out and discard them. So that's the original spare. The original spare had these really cool triple white walls. Look at that. And it's not a radial tire. It's in really good shape. There's the front plate, of course, like I told you. But here, I'm gonna put the camera down and show you where this is supposed to go. that's a better example of what the wheel's supposed to do. I'm missing the part that kind of holds the wheel down. I've got to get a couple of the jack and a couple other pieces, but you can see, I'll put the, give you a scale. That's a full-size 15-inch wheel. You know, obviously a full-size license plate, and it's got a ton of room in here. So the other thing the owner I got before me did, which was smart, because the windows are just starting to leak right there. You can kind of see the streaks. It's just starting to leak. I got to fix the back window. He popped these out. Now, if you have an old car and you're gonna drive it and the trunk leaks, pop those out. You can see it's kind of rusty in there. They rot out there anyway, but that'll allow air to get in, and it'll allow what do you call it? It'll allow water to drain. All these little channels actually lead to that, and they lead down here. So I got some rust down in the corners too to fix. I'll fix a lot of that stuff. Some of it I won't, and we'll see. But anyway, that's the back of the car. Well, I give you a brief show around the car. I hope you appreciate this episode. This is a pretty rough one, as you can all tell. I'm a rank amateur at this, and the quality I'm hoping to improve on as I go along. Anyone have any suggestions for me on equipment or whatnot, I'm always open. So again, I want to grow this channel. I want to have some fun with it. Hope you guys enjoy the car. You get to meet some friends that also drive old cars, some that don't, why they do, why they don't. You'll see this car progress. As I'm not going to do a restoration, but things will break, I'm sure, and in the worst possible time. So I'm going to try to put a video out every couple of weeks about the car, edited a decent video, and then you'll see not Facebook, but you'll see the YouTube live videos through my phone. And as we go along, you get to see it work, maybe meet some of the folks at work and see what I do there. But again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you do like it, share, and if you don't, tell me why. Thanks. Talk to you later. Door ajar sound.